Hello, chaps. My name is John Smith VII from England. Today I'm here to tell you a little bit about the Globe Theatre. In 1599, the theatre was completed and was a place for such great entertainment. Oh my gosh, what is that?
What is this theatre? 'Tis worthless. Worthless? This is Globe Theatre!
Oh my gosh, horrible, horrible. 'Tis this an unusual occurrence in the city of Southwark? I think not. These things happen every day.
Originally, the Burbage brothers owned a theatre inside of London called The Theatre. However, this theatre had to be relocated because of new London laws outlawing theatres in the London city area. So they built a new theatre from the remaining scraps of this theatre, which was built in Southwark, which was south of the River Thames. Although the Globe Theatre was located outside of London's new law, it contained many other activities besides just plays, such as gambling, bear baiting, and prostitution.
And pickpocketing.
Sorry.
It's alright, don't worry about it.
Come here, little bear. Come to your daddy. Come to your daddy.
The England of Shakespeare's time was noticeably segregated between differing social classes. The area contained many deprived individuals who worked hard but did not reap any benefits, and a few noble families who had all the money and power. The Globe Theatre, built in 1598, helped break down these social barriers. In a time of extreme social differences, the Globe Theatre used art and literature to bring people together in unity. The Globe Theatre held between 2,500 and 3,000 individuals. It had 3 levels of seating. The lower class, or the groundlings, stood on the floor in a pit known as the pit. Although the groundlings had a close view and only had to pay 1 penny to stand in the pit, it was very uncomfortable and dirty.
This is a common groundling of the time. The middle class had a little bit more luxury than the lower class. They sat on a raised platform, known as the second level, and it had a canopy and was very nice. The seats, though, were just benches and not very comfortable. The price of this second level seating was 2 pennies, and there was a bonus of a cushion for a small extra price.
This is how merchants of the middle class would have looked.
Offer you a pole? I made this in my blacksmith shop, and it's some of the best craftsmanship ever.
Really?
Yes, you could have it for only 5 pence.
5 pence? Take your money, sir.
Thank you, sir.
This is the best metal pole in all of London.
The upper class consisted of the nobles, the queen, and other wealthy citizens of this time. They were situated above the stage in balconies. To the left and right were the gentlemen's rooms. These were the lower end of the wealthy class. The higher end of the wealthy class were seated directly above the stage, and they also included cushioned seats. Although the view was worse from above in the balconies, they were able to avoid the lower class and the filth and stink of the pit.
This is how the upper class may look.
What is this? This shirt is not sufficiently ironed. I must go home and fire my servants.
Got my pole, got my pole. Yeah.
Give me that pole!
Ugh.
When the play was about to begin, a trumpeter would announce it to the audience so they could take their final seats.
The theater used colored flags to signify what type of play would be being performed on that day. A red flag represented history. A black one, tragedy, and a white one, comedy.
Although props and special effects were very scarce back in Shakespeare's day, they had cannons, guns, swords, and metal poles and smoke.
Props included guns, swords, and fireworks. Yay!
The Globe Theatre used trapdoors for surprise entrances and exits. Ah! The job of the actors was a difficult one because they had to memorize their lines and then shout them so the whole entire audience could hear. There were no female actors in Shakespeare's plays, and the female parts were acted out by young men.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
Get off the stage!
Fool, won't we come down there?
The ownership of the Globe Theatre was split between 7 men. Richard and Guthbert Burbage owned 50% of the shares. The other 50% was split between 5 of the Chamberlain's men. These men included John Hemminge, Augustine Phillips, Thomas Pope, Will Kemp, and of course William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare owned approximately 12.5% of the Globe, but as time passed, his ownership of the Globe decreased. By the time he died, he only owned 7.5%.
In 1613, the Globe Theatre burnt down due to a tragic mistake during a performance of Henry VIII. A cannon misfired and lit the entire theatre on fire.
Hear ye, hear ye! Now enter King Henry VIII.
Fire! I'm burning!
After the damage was done and the remains were gathered, the Globe Theatre was rebuilt.
Nothing. The new theater was built with such improvements as a new tile fire-resistant roof rather than the thatched roof of the previous Globe.
As you now can tell, the Globe Theatre was a magnificent place of great entertainment. But it all had to come to an end. In 1642, the Puritans closed down all theatres in London. They took control of the government and declared that they were all illegal. In 1644, the Globe Theatre was completely burned down and never to be rebuilt in its same fashion. Well, now I'd just like to say thank you to all of our actors. First, Alex and Michael.
And
Adam and Jesse.
And the metal pole, used in almost every one of our scenes. I would see it.
And of course, Gavin.
Yay!
Gavin!
Finn! What is it? What is it? What is it? 'Tis worthless!
It's not freaking fun. It's not.
'Tis worthless! I hate you.
I hate you.
I hate you.
The theater used colored flags.
Guns!
Swords!
Class of the time
Where's the
may look.
Where's the mask?
Wow!
We're talking! The Globe Theatre. The Globe Theatre also used.
No, turn it off.